So sexual energy can become a fuel to enhance your health, your energy levels, your abundance in life, anything you put it into. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. If you want to learn more about sexual mastery, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when I release new videos. Make sure you get my free ejaculation control course. There's a link in the video description below. So I've been on vacation here in Key West, Florida, getting some sun, and I want to talk about sexual cultivation, cultivating your sexual energy. So most people have a very Jekyll and Hyde connection to their sexuality, meaning that it's something that they kind of ignore, right? A lot of people suppress it actually, and the sexual pressure starts to build to a maximum point where they have to release it in some way, right? And usually this is by going on Pornhub, finding a porn video, masturbating and ejaculating out this energy, or finding a partner for a one-night stand or something like that. And so this is kind of the expression of sexuality that most people have. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, but this is simply most people's relationship to their sexualities. They simply ignore it until it drives them to take action on it, right? And after that, for men, after an ejaculatory orgasm, there's this release of this sexual energy, this release of this buildup, and they feel, content after that. In fact, a lot of men feel exhausted, fatigued, depressed after this. They may feel a little bit weird about whatever they did to release that sexual energy, right? Until it starts to build back up. So you get into this pattern of kind of ignoring, suppressing, and then it gets to the point where you can't ignore it anymore, you can't suppress it anymore, and it forces you to take action on it. This is the typical experience of sex and sexual energy that most men have. And it's something that I experienced, of course, in my life up into my early 20s until I began practicing sexual kung fu and changing my relationship to sexual energy. And for me, it was this feeling that I had that there was much more to sex than this pattern of, having some sort of sexual trigger that drives you to ejaculate out your energy, and then you kind of feel fatigued and exhausted and content for a little while, and then the pattern repeats itself. I always had this feeling that somehow I could stay connected to this sexual energy 24/7, not necessarily meaning that I was having sex all the time, but that this sexual force could integrate itself into other areas of my life, and that my sexual experiences themselves could be much more fulfilling, much more connected, much more expansive, right? And this is really the concept of tantric sex and Taoist sexuality, is that you use the sexual energy and the act of sex itself to cultivate energy and use that energy for greater things rather than just releasing it from your body. So what does sexual cultivation really mean? To cultivate something is to nourish it. It's to grow something. It's to set a container for something to flourish in, right? And so in regards to your sexuality, again, it's not necessarily about having sex all the time, though that certainly can be a part of it. It's about being conscious of this sexual energy. What is sexual energy? It's this drive to complete ourselves. It's this drive to create, to rebirth, to create something new, to come together. It's a coming together of polarities. It's a magnetism which brings opposite polarities together and births a third force. It births creation, right? So this is a very, very powerful force. It's this bonding, amplifying, multiplying, creative force. And when you're simply taking this force and throwing it out of your body, as most men do, then you are limiting yourself and you're actually depleting your energy. You're depleting your vitality more and more as you do this over and over. So sexual cultivation is about being conscious of the fact that as a man, your sperm, your semen is pure potential. It's pure life force, right? And you shouldn't waste it, right? I'm not saying you should never ever ejaculate it out, but you shouldn't just ejaculate it out simply because you have the urge to, right? And so it's about understanding the power of this sexual energy and developing a conscious connection to it, right? And that requires having a practice. It's easy to talk about this stuff and make it theoretical, but if you don't have a practice where you're directly connecting with your sexual energy, then you're not going to get anywhere. So it's about developing your daily practice. How do you connect with your sexual energy? Meditation, qigong, breath work. These are tools which allow you to develop this mind-body connection, because this is an important foundation for developing skills and working with sexual energy. Is you have to understand how to connect with your body, how to connect with the subtle energy of your body, how to sense it, to feel it, how to move it, to control it, and to guide it through your body in a different way. Because as a man, we typically have these certain patterns in which our sexual energy is used to flowing. And for most men, that pattern is out the body in an ejaculation, or constantly projecting it through the world around us with obsessive sexual thoughts and fantasies. So you're programming your energy and your sexual energy to leave your body, and that's your sole expression of sexual energy. But sexual cultivation requires that you change that dynamic. You start to establish an inward and upward flow of your sexual energy. So instead of obsessing about these external sexual images, you start to develop a pathway in the body to change the direction of that sexual energy flow so that you can start to bring it inward, bring it upward throughout the body, and circulate it throughout your body. And the main pathway to do this is the microcosmic orbit, up the back of the body, down the front of the body. I've shared many practices on working with this. You can check those out. But this microcosmic orbit pathway, it starts to change your dynamic of how you experience arousal, how you experience sex, how you experience orgasm, how you experience sexual completion, right? Because for most men, they only reach sexual completion when they've ejaculated. And again, that is a pattern of depletion. So when you establish this upward flow of your sexual energy, when you're feeling aroused, when you're having sex, whatever, instead of ejaculating out that sexual charge, you change the direction of it, bring it upwards throughout the body, circulating throughout the orbit. So it diffuses this intense pressure in your genitals, which is causing all of these sexual impulses. It transforms the shape of that energy and your experience of it so that you move it through the body. By moving it through the body in the microcosmic orbit, it connects to all the glands, all the organs, all the other energy channels of the body. So you are refining this energy, changing the shape of it, and turning it from this raw sexual impulse into a higher form of drive, a higher form of desire, right? A desire to create, a desire to make the world a better place, a desire to love your partner, to provide for your family, a desire to seek on your spiritual path. So this raw sexual energy, which was driving you to go on Pornhub or to find a one-night stand on Tinder, you're now consciously working with it in a harmonious way and putting it into greater things which you will actually benefit from. Because you think of what has your sexual energy driven you to do? What actions have you taken based on your sexual impulses, right? And where did that get you? You think about the power of this sex drive, which is unfortunately driving you to do depleting things. And you imagine if you could reshape how you experience that drive, if it drives you into becoming successful, if it drives you to work out, to exercise your body, exercise your mind, if it drives you on your spiritual path, if it drives you to become a better human being. This is the power of sexual cultivation, is that you're working with that immense firepower of sexual energy, which a lot of people, quite frankly, are afraid to work with. Most religions completely suppress sexuality because it's so volatile. It can be so messy, right? If you don't know how to work with it properly. But if you're up to the challenge, when you do learn to work with this force harmoniously, not suppressing it, not trying to cut off the lower chakra centers, but integrating them into your spiritual path, into your heart path, so that you have the complete human experience amplified by your raw base sexual energy, then you are a superhuman. This is one of the great secrets of both ancient and modern masters, is transmuting this sexual energy, integrating it with your entire being, and using that as a powerful force to drive you in life. And again, you can put this energy into improving your health, improving your energy levels, improving your focus, your confidence, improving your creative ideas, making more money, improving your relationships, deepening your spiritual path. You can put the sexual energy into absolutely anything. It will amplify and deepen whatever it is you're working with. So if you're wondering where to get started on this path, like I said, the information is great, but it's not enough to actually do anything. Talk does not cook the rice. You need to practice to do this. Check out my sexual kung fu exercises playlist. I have many practices and information you need to know to cultivate your sexual energy and really live the sexual kung fu lifestyle. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to really master your sexual energy, learn the secrets of sexual cultivation, learn to open the energy channels of the body, have non-ejaculatory orgasms, and last for as long as you want during sex without ejaculating, check out my 6-week course, Multi-Orgasmic Man. There's more information to that in the description of this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. Have a great day.